those of you that don't know, I was in a car accident a couple of weeks ago. Obviously I wasn't on my bike, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this video. I was in a passenger seat of a mate of mine's car on the way home, and it turns out that the reason why there was so much traffic and the reason why we decided to take the country road we crashed on was because there was the Coca-Cola truck coming past relatively near to where we were. So all of this traffic, and it was backed up further than we'd ever seen before, and we were like, you know what, we are not taking the motorway or the A road, a dual carriageway. Like, we're just not even going to bother attempting it. We're just going to see if we can find a new way home, doing country routes and stuff like that. So we're going around the road. Anyway, corner snuck up. He'd hit, the road was absolutely terrible. He'd hit something in the road, it just completely thrown everything off. We ended up going up a little bank. Well, it was like this really. Up there, well not there, up there over a load of grass, into a ditch, and then out of a ditch into a load of bushes. As you can imagine, we both kind of sat there for a couple of seconds, and my mate turned to me and went, "Are you alright?" And I was like, yeah. And he was like, "Alright, just hang on a second," and he pulled up the handbrake. Now, we were definitely stuck. There was no way on earth that car was moving anywhere, but he still decided to pull the handbrake up, which still now makes me chuckle a bit. And anyway, long story short, his car's a write-off. Both of our backs and necks are a little worse for wear, but mine's alright. Mine's pretty much fine now. It's just first thing in the morning. It's a little bit tense, but then get on my bike, and after about 10 minutes it seems to ease up quite nicely. Which means that I'm back in work doing my full job. Just nice. I was getting fed up with just doing minimal stuff. Like I wasn't allowed to lift anything for a week and a half and all of that kind of stuff, and it was boring really. But yeah, anyway, so his car's a complete write-off. The insurer phoned him and said something ridiculous, like it's about £8.5 grand's worth of damage to the car, and the car's probably worth, I don't know, probably about 7.5, maybe 8. I don't really know, somewhere around that ballpark anyway. So they straight up writ it off, and so he ended up with a courtesy car, which the insurer sorted out, and I think it was within a day he'd gone to pick it up. Like, it was really good. Anyway, now it turns out that he's got some. He had finance insurance on it and all this kind of jazz, and apparently your finance insurer has to contact your car insurer, because what happens is the car insurer pays out or offers you an amount, and then the finance insurer goes, because the finance insurer has to top it up to clear the finance. So this way that my mate has ended up coming out of this whole thing and not out of pocket at all, apart from the excess on his insurance, which is well, she was an idiot, wasn't she? So yeah. So anyway, it turns out that the insurance company hasn't even spoken to the other insurance company and hasn't even spoken to my mate about it either, really. They phoned him up and said, oh yeah, this is a quote, and my mate went, okay, that's cool. You need to contact my finance insurance and all of that jazz before you can do anything, because it has to all be okayed by them. And at which point, apparently, the car insurer just decided to give the finance company the money, like without anyone okaying the amount or anything like that. I mean, I've never been in an accident where I've had to sort out amounts or anything like that, so I don't know what goes on really. But I'm pretty sure that the amount has to be agreed between either the finance insurer, my friend, and then the car insurer. They all have to agree on the money side of things. Otherwise, what's to stop the insurer going, right, that car's worth £8,000, but we're going to give him £2.50, and there's nothing anyone can do about that. Like, what's to stop them doing that if that's the case? So I don't really know what's going to happen, and he's ended up having to give the courtesy car back, so he's now having to get the train into work, which the hours that we end up working could become slightly problematic. But for the next few weeks, I think he's relatively okay. Yeah, who knows? Insurance companies. I mean, I'm sure. I think almost any vlogger at some point has done a rant about insurance, because it is just an absolute joke. Like, I got a friend of mine who's he's got, what was it called? Anyway, so pretty much he has no muscle on his left leg, which means that he can't like move his foot around. He can't bend his knee properly. He wears a splint that goes from just below his knee and then underneath his foot to keep it all in the L shape. And so he drives an automatic, and it's it's not a proper old banger, but it's not exactly like a new car that he drives. That's automatic and all of that kind of stuff, and he's paying something silly like £1,600 a year insurance, which is more than the car's worth, easily. The car's probably worth about £1,000, maybe a little bit more, but he's paying £1,600. Like, I'm lucky I'm not asked to pay that for this thing, because, well, I couldn't afford it. I pay £500-600 a year, and yeah, but it's automatic as well, and I thought automatics were cheaper with insurers. There's only 2 pedals, isn't it? Easier to drive. But I wonder if you were to put the exact same details into the computer but then not mention his disability or anything, I wonder what the price would be. Because if it's higher, surely that's discrimination, and he should be able to like sue the absolute nuts of that company. Because that'd be brilliant. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Just seeing someone I know sue the pants off of an insurance company. Someone needs to do it. Someone needs to make all the insurance companies go dead broke. And then you get honest people that aren't greedy trying to set up new insurance companies and get by. Because at the moment, it's just silly the amount of money people have to pay. Just ridiculous. Anyway, look at this. This guy here has moved over to the left for me. Doesn't when it does. Take it. Not going to do it now though. Because I'm blind at the top of this hill. I think it's time I went for a coffee. Yeah, so anyway, back to an earlier conversation. My friend has now got to decide what he wants to do, whether he wants to get another car, all of that jazz. And he really wants a Ford Ranger, which I don't think would be a bad idea for him, because you can't drive them that viciously, so it'd probably be alright. And he's only been driving a year and a bit. I don't know. Is a pickup a good decision for someone who's only been driving for a year? I don't know. Nobody tells me nothing. Do you know what would be a fun job? A getaway driver. Shame you don't have like getaway drivers that aren't involved in crime. Like there was a job where you had to be a getaway driver. I suppose it'd be like a stunt driver, wouldn't it? For films and all of that kind of stuff. That'd be a good job. I just don't think I've got the bottle for it. I might do. I've never tried any stunts or anything like that. I mean, I don't know.